All right, everybody, we are live again. Dynasty Samir, Search for Huru. Thank you so much for joining. As we always do before we get started, just want to just say thank you. You know, you guys could be somewhere else on a Sunday afternoon, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, but you guys are with us, and that means a whole lot. As you guys come to the chat room, make sure you hit that like button. Please hit that like button. Please share, and also please subscribe. And when I say share, all right, you might not find value in what we're talking about or find value in the content, but somebody else out there, you might have a friend that says, you know what? I think she'll enjoy this if she needs this. So if you know somebody that needs this content, please share it. Please share the Kwame. How are you, brother? Please share the content. Also, make sure you go to dynastymirror.com. Let me get that banner going. There we go. Let me get the banner going. All right, make sure you go to dynastymirror.com. It's on the bottom, streaming or scrolling by. So make sure you go to dynastymirror.com. Also, go to Amazon and buy the book, Sales Motivation 101. Get off your butt and cold call. Go support and buy the book. And also, guys, support the church. You know, donate to the church. The Cash App's right there, scrolling by, $Amir Dynasty, and also the super chats in there as well. So, you know, support the church. Donate to the church, you guys. I have my brother on with us, Mr. Fitzgerald Stephens. Greatly appreciate it, Fitzgerald. We're so happy to have you on today.
Well, thank you, Prince.
And Fitzgerald,
I was smiling when you said support the church.
Okay, yeah, support the church. The church, everybody. So today's topic, Fitzgerald is perfect for this because he actually had a brick and mortar where he had to pay payroll tax. Fitzgerald, did you offer your employees benefits at all, or were they on their own for that?
No, I paid. I did not offer them that.
Okay. So some companies that offer benefits, payroll tax, you have to pay workman's comp though, correct?
Oh, definitely. You got to pay workman's comp. You got to contribute to unemployment tax. Yeah, it's a whole lot of things you have to do when you own your own business. It's not like I'm just going to go and open up a business and make a lot of money. There's a whole lot of steps to go and a lot of hidden stuff that goes in it that really demand a great amount of income. First and foremost, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Fitzgerald Stephens, and thank you guys for joining us.
And then what else? You had to pay. You had to keep an inventory, I'm sure.
Yeah, you have to keep the inventories. You have to pay Centaur's people uniforms. Like
Yeah.
I was a client of theirs. You have to pay utilities. You have to pay your vendors to bring your supplies, which you in turns would resell those at a markup. It's just so much. That's why when you go there and with a business and someone has a price between it, you're like, I can get that cheaper someone else. You got to realize that business owner, he or she, cannot keep giving you what they pay for the product and stay in business. They can't use their wholesale purchasing power on a continuing basis and then just give you what they pay for. They're not making any money. Mm-hmm. Since a lot of times by owning a business, I don't believe in free lunches from a business. I know that business owner is having to. I know what it takes for him or her having to get that product. And I know if I'm asking for something for free, it's something at a stiff discount. It's taking money out of their pocket. We're talking about the smaller businesses, okay? The ones that probably like less than 100 people. They just can't give you away their stuff. And so I believe that if they have a set price, pay them. I mean, just go ahead and pay them. Believe me, trust me, they're not making a lot of money at first, especially when they're just starting out. They're looking to build that brand, and if you have friends who have businesses, one of the worst insults you could give that friend and asking for a hookup. Mm-hmm. Pay them. Let's pay them.
If it's let me ask this question too. When you had your tire shop or auto repair shop, could the business run without you if you didn't show up to work?
No. I was a little bit above self-employed. I was a little bit above self-employed because I had to be there in order to make sure. Well, first of all, I had to be there to watch my money.
Right.
Okay. I had to. I had to do that, and then I had to make sure that my customers was taken care of, because if something happens, and I own the automotive shop, if something happens and you're bringing your Volvo for me to repair, and all of a sudden something happens in my shop, and this actually happened. A Volvo that the tech didn't know what he was doing. He had me thinking he did, but he didn't know what he was doing.
Oh, well,
he did some damage to that, and and I went to talking to the lady, and after we got down, she said, "Bottom line, Fitzgerald, your name's on the company. It's nothing like that. That was checkmate." So I had to go. So I had to make a claim on my company insurance, and wow, another time there was this one guy that he was repairing. I believe that was a C-Class Mercedes Benz, and and they have the E-Class Mercedes Benz, and they have these very specific air brakes in the back. Okay, and like a piston that goes. It was a strut, rather, air strut. Somehow he disengaged it. The whole strut went down. I had to go out of my pocket, call up a dealership. And that thing cost me somewhere along the line about $550, my cost. And I had to eat that, and so having people who know how to do what you pay them to do. I mean, I'm very, very much against hiring friends and family to work in business with you. Because, when you have to make decisions in order to move to grow for your business, they seem to take it personal. And so you can't. It's just a whole lot of nuances when you work in businesses. Yes, I like that. I like the fact of business ownership. Yeah, it's great. But right now, I look for different business models. I look for business models where I don't have to have employees. I don't want that hassle anymore. I've had two businesses with both employees. I don't want that anymore. Uh-huh. I want a business that I don't have to have territories.
Right.
I want a business that I don't have to pay a whole lot of benefits to employees and liquidate, extract more money out of my pockets by way of utilities and rents and everything. Now, once you understand that, once you think like a business owner, and this is, hey, son, how you doing? Looking good, man. They got nothing to say. Hello. Okay, you ain't got nothing to say, Uncle Fitzgerald. Not today.
Guys, make sure you hit that like button. Also, in the chat room is my affiliate link for Karatbars. Click on the affiliate link, sign up as an affiliate. It's also on the screen and also on the description. Today's topic is the difference between being self-employed and being a business owner. That's today's topic. Sorry for not sharing that with you guys, but again, click on the affiliate link, sign up. Let's get up and running. All right, man. So
let me address that real quick, before I finish up my train of thought right here. So I don't want to have employees anymore. There's a better way to making my money than having to worry about employees and sometimes the liabilities and assets they can cause. I'd much rather the game be dependent upon me. Never go into business that you don't know. Mm-hmm. Never go into business where if you have a prima donna employee, male or female, a prima donna employee, or diva employee, never give them the idea that you need them. Never be at the mercy that you can't go out there and do their job better than them.
Right.
And so it's a whole lot of things. Now, great subject today. Awesome subject. I want to lead off right here.
Go ahead.
Robert Kiyosaki, this book right here. You know him as Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Look at this key in on this title. Own your own corporation. Why the rich own their own companies and everyone else works for them. Okay. Why the rich owns their own corporation and everyone else works for them. Now, what is the difference between someone who's self-employed and someone who owns a business? Simple. A person who is self-employed, all you do is own a job.
All right.
All you do is own a job. Now you maybe you own a very high-skilled job, master plumber, welder, architect, contractor. Not contractor. You need people with that. Maybe an internet tutor. You own a job. What does that mean? That job and your revenue is still dependent upon your efforts.
Mm-hmm.
Understand that. No matter how good the job is, how skilled the job is, you have to do your work and spend your time in order to get income for yourself. A business owner, he or she owns a system. They own a system through leveraging other people's efforts, work ethics, to build them revenue that necessarily isn't dependent upon them being there. That's the difference. The business owner uses leverage. And so when I said back a couple of sentences before, I said, well, I kind of was, business owner. What I meant by although I was using leverage, I still had to be there to make sure it was going.
Right.
I had people who worked for me, yes, but I still had to be there. True business owners, they can disappear a year and it'll still be larger. When they left, it'll still be generating more money. For them, as opposed to, it's not dependent on being there because they have a system, that brings them income. So once again, a self-employed individual, he or she owns a job. A cosmetologist. You can be excellent with that, but long as you're not you don't have your clients to do hair. When they stop, your income stops.
Right.
A master plumber, long as when you have to go out there physically do it, you show up with the truck, you buy the tools, you drive to the thing. So if you stop, your income stops. A business owner, he or she owns a system that creates wealth for them, whether they stop or not. That system is still going to be generating wealth from them. One thing in Robert Kiyosaki's book, it said Rich Dad, Poor Dad, but kind of really put him on a map. And then so he has these 4 quadrants that you want to pay attention to. On the left side, there was the employee who worked for someone else, and the self-employed. Now they had them in the same category, who has a job, but he works for himself, and nevertheless he has a job. And then on the right side, it's where Prince Dynas and I are moving into, or have to, we have moved into it. That's what we do. That's how we earn our living. No. There is the business owner. He owns a business that incorporates the efforts of others. Okay. And that's exactly what our Karatbar business does. I literally have thousands and thousands of people in business with me, and I'm getting a percentage of their efforts while I'm sitting here at Tampa, looking outside at the sunshine, plot how much my bike ride is going to be after I leave here. Mm-hmm. It's Sunday, Fitzgerald. Yeah, but I do that on Tuesday too.
And Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Yeah, that's what I do, because I have a system. I have several thousand people in my net worth that's adding to my net worth that I don't have to physically get out there to do the work. And this is all over the world in 149 countries. Now, the next thing where Prince Amir and I are looking to move in, we are looking to move into the investor. In the Western quadrant, as Robert Kiyosaki has said, you have. I love when I get the look on your face, Dynas. It's like I can see the light bulb coming.
You know what? It's a shame, but I have not read that book yet.
Well, you need to. It needs to be a part of your. It needs to be a part of your mantra, as your book on your faith is. Okay, right. So let's go over this again. You have the employee on the left side of the quadrant, and the self-employed. Understand, they both have jobs. Okay. Then on the right side is what we're going to talk to you about with Karatbars. You have the business owner, and ladies and gentlemen, your business don't have to be brick and mortar. I mean, my business is way gargantuan right now than when I had a brick and mortar. By several hundreds times over, several thousand times over. As far as the production and people that helps me, and no, they're not employees. That's another thing. You don't have to have employees. You don't necessarily have a business. You just have to have revenue. Business is not necessarily dependent upon your name being on the masthead, or you having a fleet of trucks and all that kind of stuff. It's dependent on revenue. Okay. And then the final thing is where Prince Amir and I are moving into, because I'm definitely going to move in there, is an investor. Him by Warren Buffett, Mr. Bob Johnson, the owner of BMT, before he sold it. These guys look for their money and they invest in the Coca-Colas. They invest in the Facebook. They invest in the body armor water. For example, the late great Kobe Bryant, he was an investor, athlete investor. A man had a brilliance for making money along the lines like of David Bing, who used to play for the Detroit Pistons, who owns the Bing Steel Groups. Irving Johnson, those are investors. So what they do, they take their money, they park it in somewhere where they're going to get returns. Dr. Dre did it with Beat headphones. Him and Jimmy Iovine, and you see the return that he received from that Apple after Apple computer acquired the company. Mr. Bryant invests like $5 million in an up and coming body armor drink that was supposed to compete with Gatorade. His widow just picked up $200 million for that $5 million investment just a couple of weeks ago. What am I saying? So we look for stuff. Prince Amir, and I promise you I'm going to move him into this quadrant.
Take your time.
We're not looking necessarily to build a brick and mortar. We're not necessarily looking to build for example, let me use it right now. It doesn't really apply now, but it applied back then. Shopping malls. Or we're not looking to necessarily build a shopping mall. We're looking necessarily maybe, we want to be the guys that come up with like $15-20 million of capital in exchange for a return of the profits. We're not necessarily looking to own the Audi Porsche dealerships, which both of those cars I really like. Maybe Miss Sharon of the UK decided she wants to have one over there in London, but we're just looking to invest about $50 million in their dealership with inventory as a percentage of getting a percentage of ownership of her company. Those are investors, and they, ladies and gentlemen, they are the kings of the hill. They are the cats that move in silence. They just happen to own a little stake right here, own a little stake right here. There's an actor, Ashton Kutcher. You don't hear much about him. They used to be married to Demi Moore. You don't hear much about this cat, but he invests his money behind the scenes in tech stocks. There's this other musician called Kenny G, real popular back in the 80s, plays alto sax. One of his early investments was in a little up and coming coffee shop in Seattle, Washington. What are we going to call it? Let's call it Starbucks.
Didn't know that. Never knew that.
Yeah, he's one of the earliest investors in that. So he doesn't necessarily have to go out there and put the apron on. He doesn't necessarily have to show up his name on the bill, but because he pays capital in that business, he is getting a massive amount of return. Some of it works out, some of it doesn't. Early Elon Musk, the gentleman who you know him as starting Tesla, the company's Tesla. Did you also know he was one of the early founders of PayPal?
Yeah.
No, that. You did you know that? There's another interesting gentleman that invests a lot in big time a startup a technology company. One was Facebook. He's the early backer behind that. He's been in several more. His name is Peter Thiel.
PayPal too.
Peter Thiel. He doesn't get out there and do that. He's just investable. You have seed capital that he gives. You ever heard the term of angel investors?
Mm-hmm.
That's what these are, the guys who have the pockets. These are the guys that have the pockets to make your idea come to life. And so in exchange for that capital, maybe they'll get up, maybe they'll get maybe they'll not maybe, but they're going to get percentage based on how much they put and what they negotiate. There was one guy and we don't know his name. I guess I could look it up. He was an early investor. He had 10% of Apple stock. Got tired of it, sold it because he didn't think it was moving fast enough. Just like you guys are looking at with your Karatbars business. You don't think it's growing fast enough. But keep in mind now, you don't work all these years on someone else's job. And then that'd be the equivalent of like, well, I've been involved in this 3 months and I'm not in the president's seat yet.
Right.
Okay, that's that type of thinking, and it will keep you broke. So these are how you got to move, and you gotta have mechanisms, and learn how to do these things. This book right here, you don't need the whole MBA to look at some of the concepts in this. There's another book I have called Incorporate and Go Rich. All of it does would minimize your taxes, leveraging the efforts of other people. I'm looking at this book right now. Own Your Own Corporation: Why the Rich Own Their Own Companies and Everyone Else Works for Them. That's where you need to be moving. Now we have great news for you today. Karatbars is going to automatically put you on the right side of the quadrant, being a business owner.
All right.
You are going to be able to leverage your time like unlike any way you have ever seen. And you're going to be able to leverage the efforts of other people unlike any way you have ever seen. I'm not trying to beat this broken record like say, hey, look at me. So I'll use someone else. My sponsor, Mr. Michael Delco. He leveraged the efforts of others, including myself, Miss Denise Stephens, and Mr. Dinan Samir, and along with other 90,000 plus people, okay, to make his income from the Southeast, living in a very unassuming house, driving a very unassuming vehicle. You would never know what he is if he walks by you. Very unassuming man. But 90,000 business partners are in business with him, contributing to his household wealth. Maybe that's why the man hasn't worked in 6 years.
All right.
Maybe that's why his wife doesn't work, and 4 out of 5 of his grown children doesn't work, and the 5th one, she's in the U.S. Armed Forces, so it's on a different matrix. She's a captain, so it's a different matrix for her. Maybe those are the reason why I do it. Well, let's talk about me. Using that same concept, I'm approaching 12,000 business partners myself, right, who are helping contribute to my household wealth, by contributing to their household wealth. And I'm here in Tampa, Florida. Bright sunny days. This is what I do full time. I get paid in both gold and euros on my MasterCard every Friday, like clockwork, which I go spend that money. Now, and as I eventually, my goal is to increase that income stream, and I already have a number in my head what I want to increase that income stream to a weekly amount. No. And then after that, I'm going to start taking that money and I'm going to start looking at other investment opportunities. Right. I'm particularly very, very, very excited about Africa. Mm-hmm. 9 of the 10 largest emerging economies are on the African continent. Right. I would like to live on the African continent, so I'm going to start throwing my money over there, and do some things. So I'll probably keep some interest in the United States, but not much. I mean, I happen to have my thing. My position is very, very unique in the United States. My youngest brother is a financial director and budget analyst and all that kind of stuff. He's a numbers man. That's my younger brother. My youngest brother is a corporate attorney. Okay. So basically what Fitzgerald Stephens just told you, the two men who I trust most in the world that I know are brothers, but they have the skills to do what I need to do. So they can control my interests over here. Right. You know, and I'll have some. You know, my parents are still here. I'm not going to get mom and dad. Unfortunately, I don't believe the up and move to Africa. Maybe visit there sometimes with me. My youngest brother, he has business interests over here. You know, I might talk to him, you know, about what he could do over there, but he likes to have hands on. And my middle brother, you know, he's more likely he's just gonna, you know, probably do something, and you know, after his retirement, and you know, he just a little bit different far as from us. So. But what's to stop me from partnering with like people like Prince Amir, or even some of you, and say, hey, I'm hearing they're doing some pretty darn good things in Freetown, Sierra Leone, or Lagos, Nigeria, or Gabon. I'm hearing they're doing some pretty nice things in Togo. Well, what do they ask you, Fitzgerald? Well, their currency, your currency, man, just go ahead and throw like a 50,000 US dollars. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. What am I getting? Okay. Let my people look over this. My people meet with your people. I'll go over there and talk to these guys. You know, look at the projections, give a history of their track record, answer out, and let's see what we can do. Okay. And if it works out, sure. I mean, we'll put some capital up there in order to take advantage of opportunity. I seen it. I see. Number one, here's another thing that most people are not going to tell you. Investors are concerned about making capital first. I mean, they can use when they go to people, and they can say, well, yeah, this is going to help the community. Yeah, it will. Oh yeah, this is going to create a lot of jobs. Yeah, it will. Yeah, this gonna really basically bring a lot of investment capital to the area because of this particular industry investing. Yeah, it will. That's not what investors think about first. What we think about first, what's the profit return on this, Ray? It sounds callous, it sounds cold, but you got to understand the nature of business. You're not doing business if you're not making a profit. You're not. Because you have to make a profit in order to stay in business. Okay, so we're looking for our ROI. What's our return on the investment? Right. Okay, now I can have now Prince Amir and we can have if it's such a thing. I haven't used it, and I certainly haven't used it. Even with our Karatbars business, we don't consider ourselves having fun. I mean, it's not a toy. You know, we don't say we're having fun in it. You know, we're driven men in order to produce value. Check this out, Prince. Produce value for our partners. We have to produce value. And what do you mean producing value? We have to help you grow your wealth in order for us to grow ours. So would I say that's fun? Well, not to a personality like mine. To a personality like mine, it's big time serious business. We'll have fun later once we arrive at our numbers. You know, and fortunately, that's how Prince Amir and I were taught. That being high level sales guys, it was all about numbers with us. That's what every day we had numbers. That's what you lived and died by numbers. And what do you mean by numbers, Fitzgerald? Production. You had to produce. You know, they wasn't interested in your conversation. They was interested in your real time results. And so if we take that thinking over here with our Karatbars business partners, and we're trying to get you, results. We're trying to get you the results that you have mapped out for us. But ultimately, what we want to do is just really, really move into the investment quadrant. So you have to have a vehicle to do that. You're not going to do it as an employee. Yeah, your job will finance your retirement. Absolutely. You could take a portion of your job and portion of that income and save gold. Yeah, and do pretty well. And that applies to both the self-employed person too. But you're still not going to do it. You're not going to really, really maximize your return without incorporating leverage. That belongs on the right side of the quadrant, business owner, investor. So you have to incorporate leverage. It's not enough to go ahead and register your free account with Karatbars. my style is a little different. I'm going to say a little things. Probably not going to hear other Karatbars affiliates say. You're not going to really leverage your maximum growth and your maximum wealth, especially depending on how old you are, the number of years you have to reach your goal, and just frankly, number of years, you want to live your life on your terms. You have got to incorporate leverage. So therefore, yeah, you can register for free. Register on Dynasty Mirror's affiliate link, strolling down at the bottom of the screen. Yeah, go ahead and set up your free gold savings affiliate account, not a customer affiliate account. Yeah, and you can be in Karatbars for free. Okay, and with being in 149 countries all around the world, having your own home-based business to minimize your taxes, saving your gold, which is going up in value. And then you're able to get paid once a month in a free generation, and you too can leave that to your heirs. But you're never going to do it like Prince Amir and I are doing it. You got to get a business package. What do you mean by business package, Fitzgerald? Think of business package like my friend here has often said, like your own franchise. And you have to, and then that's when you're really going to see the miracle of duplication. The miracle of duplication. You're really going to see that. Because so as you get one of the business package, and we have 4, we had the VIP is about roughly 5,000 euros. We have the silver about a little bit, about 2,500 euros. We have the gold about 2,500 euros. We have the silvers, which is roughly like about 800 euros, and then we have the bronze, which is about 180 euros. So what's the difference? Well, depending on the higher the package, the more you get paid out within the commission structures. Prince Dynasty Amir and we are VIPs times 2. We hold 2 VIP packages. Okay, and so that enables us to get paid weekly income. Same with the gold, same with the silver, same with the bronze. Okay, so what's the difference? In the world of Karatbars deals with gold, GOULD, real physical gold. That's a gram of gold. Those are 1 gram gold cards I have that I have in my pocket. Not my pocket, but 1 gram gold cards. Now, why do I want gold? Gold is money. A country's reserves a country's currency is only strong as the gold reserves that they have to back it up. It's only that they control. Africa has a lot of gold reserve, but they don't seem to control it. Other countries control that. That's why their currency is so low in comparison with the Western powers, the colonial powers. But that's coming to an end. Okay, so as someone purchases goods and services, business packages, the blockchain phone, through Karatbars, the first of its kind, the computer, any other number of things, you are able to receive units. What are units? In the world of Karatbars, their units are equated with money. Okay, so you have 10 teams. You have 2 teams. A left team and a right team. Oh, let me back up. Incidentally, to purchasing that business packages, which is going to come with gold, it also is going to give you 6 additional streams of income that you would not have had, had you wouldn't have a package. And you can receive income once a month in a free position. But we're talking about the power of leveraging here, big time leveraging. Okay, where you're getting literally paid off the efforts of other people. That's what you want. So as we acquire a package, instantly we enter into about another dimension in the income streams. Number 1, a package bonus. When you receive a package and someone else purchases a package up under your organization, you get 10% of that. No, it can add up. If you have a guy like my Prince Amir and myself, we decided we're going to get a VIP. Guess what? You made about 320 euros just because we said yes, not to you, to us. Same thing works with a gold, a silver, or a bronze package. Doesn't make a difference. So let me get back to the units again. Anytime someone purchases gold anytime someone purchases the computers or any number of products that we have through the Karatbars ecosystem, is to sign units. The higher the product purchase, the more units you have. So when you have 25 units on one side, 50 units on another side, you're going to get a dual team payout wherever that happens in 149 countries around the world through infinity. So with a team like me, I think it's probably about maybe 11,225 right now. Okay. If one of those affiliates is in Ethiopia, he or she decides to get a package, guess what? I just received units. Happens in Australia, Switzerland, England, Canada, Trinidad, Tanzania, Uganda, Nigeria, all over the world. New Zealand, just because someone decided to build their business, they're part of my network. Guess what? I received units from that. And and as well as Dynas did too, as well as my sponsor Michael Delco did too, as well as his sponsor Mr. Nate Hines, as well as his sponsor Mr. Ty Best, all the way up to Dr. Harold Sykes, the owner of Karatbars. Leverage.
One second for you guys. So affiliate link is in the chat room. Click on the affiliate link. Sign up as an affiliate. It's also on the stream in the banner that's scrolling by, and will be in the description as well. Go ahead, Fitzgerald.
So that's leverage. Work that I'm getting paid for, Prince Amir getting paid for, that we didn't do. Now, many like say for instance, Prince Amir has people. They move business packages. They're getting the package bonus. Prince Amir gets the units, and I get the units too. My Prince Amir sponsor, Mr. D. Stephens, gets the units. Her sponsor, Fitzgerald Stephens, gets the units. His sponsor, Michael Delco, gets the units. His sponsor, Mr. Nate Hines, gets the units. His sponsor, Mr. Ty Best. Do you see what I'm saying? This goes down to infinity. And let me tell you, those units can add up substantially. Every single time that happens as you're a VIP, every time that happens, you get 80 euros loaded up on your MasterCard provided by Karatbars. We're going to be switching over to a new vendor, about June 15th. So those of you who haven't got your card, just be patient. Our contract with PFC, MasterCard credit process service, that is in it. So we're going with a new vendor. So your money is still there. You haven't lost anything. And especially those who came in later. That's not really happening with Dynas and I, because we've been in several years, so we're still able to operate a little different. So I figure I'll just address that. Okay, 25 units on one side, 50 units on another side, or one team, or 50 units on one team, 25 units on another team. Now, if you're a silver, every time that happens, you get 60 euros on your MasterCard. Not bad. 20 euros less than a VIP. If you are a silver package, if you're a gold package, you get 60 euros. If you're a silver package, you get 50 euros. 25 units on one side, 50 units on another side. And if you're a bronze package holder, you get 40 euros. Other words, Prince Dynas, Amir, and I receive double what a bronze will receive doing the exact same work. That's why you want to be a VIP. But get in where you can fit in. Get in where you can fit in. You're talking to two men who that's where we started. We got in where we fit in. That's where our budget was right then. No big deal, but we just got started. Then we start upgrading later. If you're going to come in, I suggest you come in at least as a gold or even a silver, because you have chances to win free upgrades. And let me explain that. If you're coming in as gold and you personally register 5 people within 5 weeks who also have a gold package or above, guess what? Karatbars is going to give you a free VIP package. If you do a silver, you register 5 silvers or above within your first 5 weeks. Karatbars is going to give you a free gold package. So so you're going to receive commission from that. You're going to get payouts from that. And more importantly, it's going to allow you to tap into that duplication system that I said that is so critical for us for building wealth. Register for free. Take action. I'm looking at reports, and every time I'm seeing a lot of reports, and with what's happening as far as in the global economy, it's going to get much worse. I mean, for those of us in the United States, we got a little police brutality problem over here, a big time police brutality problem. The lid's getting ready to blow off of that, so businesses have been shut down, and as far as with the COVID virus, unfortunately, a lot of looting is happening, which I don't agree with one iota, 1 second. Destroying property and all that. I don't believe in it. It has no place. I just so I'll give my take on that. But what are we saying? Oh God, Dynass, you can't loot an e-commerce business. We don't have to worry about our Karatbar business burning down.
No. Yeah, exactly. No inventory.
Well, no inventory. You can't come in. Yeah.
No right. Showing up to the building.
Yeah. Can't do that.
Imagine if you had Atlanta Tire and Auto and they decided to take their protest over to Brady Avenue in Hal Mill.
You know what, Dynass? And that's the thing. They don't care about if it's black people or white people, whoever owns the business. Let me tell you something now. What that would have did to me, I feel those business owners' pain, because next to your family, your business is so precious to you. You put your life soul in that. I know. If that would have to happen to me, I'll get out the area. I'll get out there. I'll be smart enough to get out the area first, but I would come back and I would just look at my life work in flames. And the effect that would have on me, I couldn't describe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm sitting out there thinking, okay, the brutality, killing black men and women in the country, the latest one to set all this off with Mr. George Floyd, I would be sitting out there, my God, what did I have to do with my business?
Right.
I didn't do anything that. I mean, I didn't do anything. Even if I was a Latino, a Caucasian man, I'm like, wait a minute, I don't support stuff like that. I'm against that stuff too.
Right.
Why are you looping me in the same thing? But not one window was broken on Prince Amir and my Karatbar business. Not one shutdown. As a matter of fact, our business has grown since this. Now, what am I saying? Business is shifting to the World Wide Web now. It has to.
All right.
Because you know what? With the World Wide Web, you don't have markets. You don't have contained markets. Everywhere someone decides that they're going to purchase products, not for you, for themselves. Right. Because understand something, with gold is money. Let me take a little sidebar. This stuff right here that I bought. Now, when I came in Karatbars in 2015, and no, I'm not trying to floss. I'm not trying to flash. Actually, I debated whether I even want to bring my gold on. But I'm just needed to prove a point. So when I decided I registered with Karatbars on January 14, 2015 at 7:30 the evening. Buffalo, New York, 17 degrees outside. That's when Michael Delco gave me a call. A man who I've been knowing going on 23 years. So Fitzgerald, I have a business. Deals with gold, is free to join. Sign me up. Why? Because I was looking. Did I do it for Mr. Delco? Absolutely not. I did it for Fitzgerald Stephens. Because that's how my mind is trained to see opportunities. And believe me, I was waiting for one to come. So I started acquiring gold. And I got my business package, and lo and behold, as I started acquiring that gold, interesting things start to happen. The gold that I had, it was going up in value without me having to do anything, just because I owned it. Just because I owned it. Back when I started back in 2015, that gold you see in my hands was about $1,106 an ounce, $60 per an ounce. Today, right now, that same gold that I just showed there is over $1,700. Just by me holding it, my assets and my wealth has went up. Just by me holding on it. It's almost like real estate kind of ass.
Yeah,
the equity that's pulling out of it. Now, what makes that so powerful? The fact it's in my hands. Second thing was, You know, by registering my Karatbar business, instantly I had a business in something like I think maybe that back then we was probably like 124 countries. We're up to 149. So I had a business. I had a home-based business in 24 nations. Third thing I had, I was able to create leverage for myself, getting paid off the efforts of others and my own, just like your boss does. He gets paid, or he or she gets paid. I'm talking about the owner. Talk about the owner, not the vice presidents and all them. You know, they get some bonus too, but not like the owner. Power is in ownership. So that's why a guy like who not graduated, who retired from AT&T, that's why his retirement package is $239,000 per month.
Right.
Per month. And the other guys who work just as long as he has, you know, who are not in that position, that's why he's probably doing about 50 or 60,000 a year.
Right.
You know, positioning is everything, and Karatbars will allow you to do that. And then on the other thing, I was able to have a generational component. What do you mean generational component? You seen that precious little boy that makes a guest appearance on the show at times? That's Prince NASA. Okay. You know, Prince Massa is a business owner. He don't even know it yet. Why? Because his father is building a global business through one of his instruments of wealth, Karatbars, and he is able to leave his entire Karatbars business to that little boy or his other children when he decides he has some more. That child is 6 years old. What do you think his father's business is going to be in 20 years? Get my point? We're dealing with a bubbly little child that doesn't really know that he is soon to be a multi-millionaire. We're dealing with a child who his father is going to homeschool him in business techniques, not to go out there and work for a job because he won't have to do it.
Hold on. Mansa?
No.
Come here, Mansa.
We're dealing with a child right now who is going to get a different type of education from what most people. He is not going to be trained to go out and work for a job. What he's going to be trained in how to run a company.
You hear that, Mansa?
He's going to be trained how to run a company. And he's going to be trained in order to do that. He's going to be trained in business concepts. Maybe he'll go get an MBA. Maybe Prince Amir will send him, you know, to law school as a tax attorney. I'm probably going to push that to him on myself because I don't want anybody else to be able to count his money better than him. Mm-hmm. So this is how he's training. His training is already starting right now. Okay, because surely his father can't turn that over to him because that's my boy. That sounds good, but he has to be qualified to get it. Do you know how many fortunes are lost within the first generation because the heirs didn't have any training?
Ebony Magazine gone.
Yeah, Ebony Magazine. The great John Johnson. He had 2 children. One died of sickle cell anemia. Then he had another child, Lyndon Johnson Rice. Linda Johnson Rice. I don't know what the heck she was thinking. That company's gone. You know, he used to have the Jet magazine.
Yeah, magazine.
I don't know what it's gone. Well, just things like then you have another company. You have another company, and it's called the H.G. Russell Corporation, right down in Atlanta.
Right down the street.
Right down Atlanta on a little place on North Side Drive and Rice Street. Okay, H.G. Russell was a prominent business, a real estate developer. You know, goes way back, even back in the days of King. You got to start, you know, with parlaying his relationship with Mayor Jackson in Atlanta, who insisted that a certain part of the contracts be black owned, minority owned. Right. You know, who gave a lot of black wealth the springboard it needed to what becomes what it is today in Atlanta, Georgia. Right. Well, he in turn has turned, Mr. Russell's gone now, but his children. You know, its sons and daughter were trained in those areas of business that they're running. That company is just as thriving. You know, so what I'm saying, but see what with Karatbars, Massa can't throw away his father's fortune. Oh God, you guys can get this. If Prince Amir could get what I just said. Mm-hmm. No, his business is ran by not only, but its business is not dependent upon its father. His business is dependent upon people expanding their business for them and their families. Master could go there, and he can decide he want to go hunt buffalo, in Colorado for 12 years. And when he comes back, his business is going to be bigger. Not when he comes back. Still, every Friday, he's going to be getting paid in euros on his father's MasterCard. He's going to have all kinds of, income coming in that his father has built up there. Mm-hmm. And so this is what we talk. Remember, I talked about a system of wealth that grows whether you're with it or not. But what I like about the component of Karatbars, how can you mess that up? People are saving in gold, not your gold, their gold. You're getting paid in euros every week because your people are saving in gold. Now, you can mess it up and you want to go there and buy a whole bunch of toys and other stuff that's not bringing you in money, buy a whole bunch of liabilities out of assets. You can do it like that. But you need to look at something. I challenge you to build something for yourself. Get on the business owner side and the investor side as quickly as you can. Move there. I don't care if you got to crawl there. Just do something to get there. Mm-hmm. Do something that's to build your wealth. Now, Karatbars is the best vehicle I've seen for doing that. It's free to join. The product is gold. 149 countries and growing. Out of possible 190 something countries in the world, we're in 149 of them. You get paid on the efforts of other people. Get paid in euros on a MasterCard. Do you know that I could take my business, and Prince Amir could take his business? Those of you who are Karatbars affiliates through Prince Amir's business, do you know we could take our business and say, hey, Mr. Lone Wolf, that's one of our business partners in Australia, Melbourne, Australia. Tell me how to climb in those over here, man. I'm not really feeling United States anymore. What's going on over there? Okay, Fitzgerald is cool. Yeah, that's cool. But I think I want to go to Africa, man. I just want to hit Africa. I'm hitting Mozambique. Okay, hear me real clear with this. I decide I'm going to Mozambique. Nigeria is Prince Amir is up north. Nigeria, maybe Sierra Leone. In the northeast part of Africa. I'm down in the south. In the northwest, I'm down in the southeast corner of Africa. I, and my entire global Karatbar team, move with me. You're saying they moved to Fitzgerald? No, they're inside of here. This is where they are. So I can be running from Mozambique, living a very, very good life, still making just as much, if not more, than what I'm doing right now. Because I don't have no territories. As long as Mozambique have computers and cell phones, I'm able to operate. Still get paid in euros and convert it over, exchange it over to their currency. That's what makes Karatbars so revolutionary. If I don't want to take my gold, fine, I don't have to take it. The majority of my gold is actually in my gold savings account. Karatbars allows you to store 100 grams of free gold. Now I have two accounts. So that's 200 some grams of free gold that I can actually have stored and have sent to me in my Mozambique office, Mozambique home whenever I want. This is what we're talking about. You really, really need to look at the other ways of thinking. You don't need a job to make income. You don't. You need a vehicle, and that's all what Karatbars is, a superb extreme vehicle. Now we only have like a million affiliates. Fitzgerald, that sounds like a lot, really? Out of a world population like 7.5 billion people, really? You could put a million affiliates. You can put a million affiliates in the city limits of Atlanta, Georgia, the city limits of Tampa, Florida, and the surrounding area. That's nothing. So there's plenty of opportunity to grow. And so think in terms of business owner. Think in terms of investor. Think in terms of duplication. Think in terms of royalties, residuals, or dividends in the effort to make your money. Think in terms of leveraging the efforts of other people. Because you know what? If something happens to your money, if something happens to you, your income is gone. If you're the one, if your income is solely dependent on you, it's gone. How about a divorce or separation? Wipe out about 50% of your network right off that. What about a health crisis? Not only with you or maybe your child. What about your company says we are going to go out of business? Many of them are doing this day. What about the company said, well, forget the USA. Those cats got a serious race problem over there. Let me go to somewhere so someone ain't tearing up my property. You better believe, man. You better believe. If I'm like an investor like that, I'm thinking about putting a company around, or even if I'm not investing, I'm thinking about cutting the company up. I was thinking about opening up a store. I'm like, man, these cats just done tore. They tearing up everywhere across that nation over there. Do I want to invest multiply millions in a company just to see it on fire? I don't think so. Ireland, you got a stable economy? Dynass, I'm not joking.
No, you're not.
I'm not joking. You know, you got a stable company? Togo, you have a stable economy? How's your infrastructure down there? How's your school systems there? Okay. How about you, Nigeria?
Cool. At Cabo.
You cool for foreign investment? The cats over there burning stuff down? Okay, let me go on over there. I'm being for real. You're going to see a lot of that. You're going to see a lot of more business. That ride was almost practically a death nail in consumer confidence. Because if I'm a business owner, God, do I really want to take that chance? And I'm a black man business owner, and hell, I'm like, man, do I really want to build that thing out there? You got to think about this. What's to set the next thing off? This is big time. This is big time serious. But with your Karatbars business, I'm in expanding mode. I can be on the phone right today after I hang up, you know, and do a search for like London or the UK, which we have a growing team right there. Hey, you look for any other ways to make money? You keep your income options open? Yeah, okay. Let me send you this video. Did you watch the video? Yeah. You like what you see? See an opportunity for yourself? Yeah. Let's go ahead and get you started. And I can literally set that new affiliate up from here in Tampa, Florida, over in London. Let's get your business package. Then I get paid. Let me show you how to talk to people and others. Let me show you how to duplicate your time and talk to other people. Then I get paid from them and from them and for them and for them. One of those guys decided to want to go to Dubai. Guess what? I got a team in Dubai. This is what we're talking. No one, it's no threat. Police can't come out there. They don't need to stand out in front of my Karatbars business because my Karatbars business is inside of here. And by the way, when you earn your money, they don't ask you, hey, did you make that through Karatbars? You made that through working.
Right.
You know, when I get ready to go to the store, sorry I said that. Dynass, I have to go, man. I got to go down there and get something else.
Publix. I go to Publix or Walmart.
I get Walmart because, you know, I got to go get something.
All right.
So that's what we're talking about. I can leave a legacy for my children, just like that little boy right there that I just used as a prime example. And I'm so glad Prince Massa Amir decided to make his presence known because, you know, he's just going about with life. He don't know what his father's doing.
I tell him. I try to keep him in a loop.
You know, so I'm looking for Massa one time to come out with a children's book. I'm looking for him, you know, to come out with a YouTube channel by his 12 years old. He's being groomed for all these things. He's being groomed for wealth. And you better believe Uncle Fitzgerald is going to be telling him how to keep it. I can promise you I'm going to be in the boy's ear. You know, because, you know, and so this is what we're talking about. Register. I challenge you to do something different to improve your financial life. You know, we already know the problems. The problem is, you know what? We can't depend upon these jobs. And that's just they're closing down, they're moving. We're seeing, like, if you're in the United States, you're seeing a very, very big problem over here. You know, with these police murders and brutality and all that. People are tired of that. And they're taking that frustration out in a way that's practically unprecedented. You know, we're seeing people protest, you know, in Berlin and Toronto and London. You know, even the Mennonites, those are the Quakers over here. They don't deal with TV. They don't deal with internet. They don't deal with phones or anything like that. They're protesting it. As a matter of fact, the Quakers were the primarily and only European power, the European people that actually stood far as for stood for us during the things of slavery. They were one that greatly helped with Underground Railroads, just to know your own history. So not all people are bad. You know, the Quakers have always stood with us. They were always against slavery. No, and so and they did it by their words and actions. But they don't believe in television. They don't believe in internet. They don't believe in newspapers. Shoot, a lot of them still drive horse and buggies. They hang around to Pennsylvania, Canada, Ohio. You know, sometimes you know them as they're also the Amish sects. So people are tired of this, but it's causing a lot of stuff to happen as far as with the economies, and things are not going to go back the same. Right. But nevertheless, you're still going to need an income. I personally, because of Prince Dinas Amir, I have formulated what is known as an African plan. What do you mean by an African plan, Fitzgerald? I'm planning on moving up out of here. That's what I plan on leaving here. When I say here, United States, the country of my birth, and the country of my mother's and my father's people, I plan on leaving here. And I want to go back to Africa. Am I renouncing my citizenship? No. But I want to spend considerably more of my time because I'm kind of tired of the way I just sometimes don't like what I see much over here. But how are you going to do it? Karatbars gives me options. If you was listening what I said, I can do this business. Where else can I take a business and still operate right over there? I'm not going to Africa to look for a job. Not at 55 years old. That ain't interesting to me. I'm going to find some little nice country I like. No, somewhere where I can sip some mango juice. Somewhere I can be around a farm, and somewhere I ain't worried about some cat breaking my door down or asking me whose car this is because of the color of my skin. I'm about done with that. So I'm going to put some things together where I have choices, where I have income to do it. That's my African plan. And Prince Amir, I truly appreciate you for doing that, because you know what? A lot of us say we want to move to Africa. A lot of us say, okay, to be nice. Okay. And that's good. Prince, can I talk freely?
Of course.
If you don't have a way to finance it, you're dreaming. You're deluding yourself.
I gotta write that down. Hold on.
You're deluding yourself. I mean, you just wishing. That's like the equivalent of finding a Aladdin's lamp and rub it 3 times. And Genie said, "What do you wish?" If you don't have a way, to finance your desire or your goal, you're dreaming. You're deluding yourself. See, when a man like me talk about moving to Africa, stuff like that, I'm putting mechanisms in place to finance, and not only to get there, but to stay there and thriving. I won't need a GoFundMe page to get back. I won't need someone to send home for me. I won't need that, because I have my revenue coming through my gold business and other businesses I invested in because of my gold business, being an investor. It's not enough to say you want to go to Africa. It's not enough to say you want to go to the Dominican Republic or Canada or wherever you want to leave. It's not enough to say you want to leave or even you want to stay. You got to have resources that support that. You have to have a business. You have to have a business. And that's what we're offering right here. We're offering opportunity how you can put that together, how you can sponsor. Because Dynas deals with Africa Central Channel. Now, when I sit up there and look, when I sit up there, I say, okay, Dynas, how is Nigeria? I'm not really feeling Nigeria. I'm not a big fan of Nigeria. I'm just not feeling that. That's not where I want to go. I can visit, but that's not where I want to go. I have studied French at the University of Alabama. So I'm gravitating towards that. Now that's a huge part of Western Africa. And even down in Mozambique, they speak French. So I feel freer that I could actually get around there. I don't expect everybody to know how to speak English like I do. And so that's my preference. What is yours? And so when I say, Prince, what about this? What is that? Understand, I'm talking for an idea like, okay, in 3 years, as a matter of fact, 3 years, I can do that. What's your goal, Fitzgerald? 59 years old. I'm 56 September 8th. Okay, 3 years. Well, what's your goal? I want to be doing very, very high 6 figures a year through my Karatbar business and my other investments monthly. So are you moving your car over there? No, I'm not taking anything but me and my passport. Sell everything right here. What about your home here? Just go ahead and incorporate that to my mom's or dad's address up in Alabama. I don't need to pay that place over there. I'll be doing something over there. Why am I going to pay rent for being out the country about 7-8 months at a time? See, I can think like this because I know I have a vehicle to bring that to pass. Can you say the same? Can you say the same? Okay, and so with Karatbars, you can. No matter what you decide to do, you're going to have a vehicle to get there. And that vehicle has to have something. That vehicle has to have a couple of components in my conclusion. Number one, has to be duplicatable. Anybody can do it. Anybody 18 older can do it. Number one. Number two, has to have a product in demand. Gold is money. You know, you can drop me off in Papua New Guinea. You can drop me off in Australia. You can drop me off in Gabon. You can drop me off in the Cape Verde Islands. You can drop me off in Portugal. You can drop me off in Nigeria, Sierra Leone, South Africa, Mozambique, Cote d'Ivory. It doesn't make a difference. When I show someone this, if I flash this up to there, they will translate it. Gold, whatever they call it in language. They know what it is. So I'm getting gold that's going up in value. Okay. I have my euros that's paid on my MasterCard, which is accepted in hundreds of thousands of locations all over the world. The Prince Amir already said that he used his MasterCard to pay for his hotel in Sierra Leone. They didn't ask him, man, that Karatbar, who is that? It says, sir, this is your bill. Thank you. Your receipt went through. Mm-hmm. And so I don't need to keep harping on that. I just challenge you guys to do something. It's suicide to keep looking at situations and thinking they're just going to poof, magically change. Be the change you want to be. It's not wise to wait on a government to all of a sudden make things right. That's your job. You got to put your family in a position where they can thrive. You got to employ the efforts of others. You got to have the tax breaks that a home-based business and a business gives you. You got to be able to save in assets, and you got to be able to create wealth using the leverage of others. Okay, so that's it for now. We love doing what we're doing. Many of you guys are calling us and being inspired by us. And being not by us, should I say, being inspired by what we're saying.
All right.
So you want to find out more about Karatbars, you can go to therealmoney.info. But you know what? Just trust Prince Amir. No, I mean, he's pretty on point and pretty business savvy of what he's doing. Yes. Register your free account, free, FREE. What do you have to lose? Maybe you'll find something that would be the very, very answer that you're seeking. Most people miss opportunities in life, Dynas, because it comes disguised as work. It's not the lottery ticket flash, it's not the
right. I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday, and it's the opportunity isn't $40 an hour or base salary with
they miss it
benefits and all that, so they don't see it as an opportunity, which is
and that's what it is. I pray that we're talking to people who want to be free. And let me define freedom in my conclusion. Freedom to me, having enough time along with enough money to do what I want, when I want, with who I want, for as long as I want, without having to ask any man's or woman's permission to do so. That's freedom. That's what I go after. All the rest of the stuff will fall in line, but all they're offering at me, I long and must be free, like the air I breathe. I have to have my freedom, and for those who want that, we're here to help you get it through this vehicle, Karatbars too. God bless you all and have a phenomenal, phenomenal day.
Yes, sir. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Make sure you go to dynastymirror.com, like, share, subscribe to the content. Again, the affiliate links in the chat room. It's on the bottom of the screen. And also to the description, sign up as an affiliate. You'll personally get a phone call with me. We'll get you up and running. Until next time, family, Dynasty Mirror, search for Huru. Peace. Also go to dynastymirror.com, you guys. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Buy the book. Go to Amazon.com and buy the book. I almost forgot. Go to Amazon.com. Go buy the book. Look it up by title or by my name. Thank you.